Let's see. Okay, let's try this again. Let's see. Hello everybody, good morning. I'm gonna wait a few seconds to see who comes in. I'm just gonna warm up while you join. Sorry about the glitch. Well, hello friend. I'm just warming up and resetting things a little bit while everybody else joins us. But I think I'll start soon. So if you're a flute player and you're watching the video, please just warm up a little bit, play some notes. Let's start the day. This is also the first time I play today. So I'm just gonna enable the system, not think too much about that, and just simply play a little bit, and we're getting to warm-ups in just a second. Well, okay, in the meantime, I'm just going to start with warm-ups from what we studied yesterday. So yesterday we talked about long tones, we talked about hand positioning, flute balance, but we also talked about whistle tones. And so I'm going to start with that warm-up. I really like it, and since now I'm getting to be stretched, and I move my shoulder back to front to back, I'm ready to get going. So I'm going to try some of the whistle tones. For that exercise, ooh, this is going to be better. Now you can, hi, how's it going? I think now you can hear me. So what I was saying a second ago is that I'm going to start the warm-up routine with the whistle tones and some of the exercises we saw yesterday. So since this is practice time for all of us, I hope you can join me. So the whistle tones, let's remember, is just very soft blowing with the open jaw into the flute is what happens before we start generating sound. So I'm just gonna do it even without metronome for now, since we're warming up. Join me if you can. I'm gonna leave the microphone here so you can hear the whistle tones. I'm gonna start with that D on the first octave. So here's just the whistling. I'm gonna do it again. So I was doing whistle, tones, tone, whistle, tone. I'm going to reverse it now. I'm going to start with tone, then whistle, tone, then tone. Everything I'm looking for here is how much do I need to open my jaw, which is normally a lot. So this is a good warm-up to get into the right shape for my whole system for the day. I forgot I was going to do the tone again. One more time, whistle tones in D, first octave. And perhaps as you noticed, the more you drop your jaw and the more you can control the air going out, you can lower the pitch of the whistle tone. So we don't need to spend all morning doing this, but it's nice to do in a few notes. So I'm just going to do it I'm going to do it one more time in D, then I'm going to go to E flat, E, F, well, I'm going to go all the way to G. I'm going to go up chromatically. So D, E flat, E natural, F, F sharp, and G. Okay? Do it with me. No time, no tempo. We're just simply breathing and trying the whistle tones. E flat. Oh no, and the AC just came on, so I'm battling with that sound. E natural. F. F sharp. And G. Good. So if you're doing this exercise with me now, we start to establish the jaw position for the day, and this is really nice to start warming up. Going alongside with what we tried yesterday, I'm going to do a little bit of singing and playing. So singing and playing, I'm going to do it on the second octave on one of the higher notes. It's just much easier, and I'm not going to pay attention to the pitch that I do with the voice. I'm just simply going to sing. That way I become aware of anything that is happening within the throat. It's much easier to open it later and make sure that it's out of the way, no obstruction, if we become aware of what it needs to do. So singing helps us get that awareness and control over our throats. So I'm gonna turn this microphone in for this little bit, and I'm gonna sing and play, starting on an A on the second octave, and I'm gonna go descending a perfect fifth. So I'm just gonna go chromatically down. You can do it with me. A flat, G, G flat, F, and E. So we're just gonna stay there for those notes. Let's try it. I'm first gonna play the tone, then singing. Now A flat. G. G flat or F sharp, same thing. F natural. E natural. Good. So there are a couple of awareness spots that we get here on the throats and also the lips. The lips get quite a nice workout because as we mentioned yesterday, they develop the awareness of being there and now needing to wake up. So wake up those muscles. That's really nice. And we also become aware of what's happening in our throats, which of course we need to open. And just in case if you weren't here yesterday, differently than a saxophone, that's when we're not going to do any voicings or move anything here, but rather try to open it and leave it open for everything we do. So the next thing I'm going to try, actually I'm going to take a super quick break and I'm going to turn the AC off because I suspect the AC is louder than what I'm doing. So hold on one second. One sec. Okay, coming back. Nothing happened. Okay, what a day. Seems like for 2 consecutive days, technology is playing games on me, but it's okay. Thank you for being here and for following along. I hope this is helping. And well, thank you for practicing with me. This is also making me practice everything within the sequence and taking care of little details. Now, if you have the music for today, that's great. But if you don't, and if you want to follow us now, join us at 2 p.m. so we can read music. And you don't have it, please send me an email to daniel@danielpardo.com and I'll send you the PDFs so we can play the music together. My email is just simple as my name, daniel@danielpardo.com, and I'll be happy to send you the PDFs so we can play some of the exercises from Taffanel and Gobert. And well, I think we'll just keep it at that. Those are going to be exercises from the book that I'm using. In the meantime, Then we were talking about yesterday the resonance of the flute and how important it is to keep it here. So the search for a beautiful tone starts easier on the notes that are on this hand, on the left hand. And the whole idea of a long tone, aside from, well, getting the flutes in shape and searching for it, is that once we find a good tone, we start translating that good tone into the rest of the flute. So we start adding fingers, so pressing down all the keys, so we enlarge the tube and we transport that beautiful sound throughout. Because if we don't do that, it's very easy to get a good sound high here, and then if we don't practice, we just kind of go like this, and then the notes in the right hand kind of suffer and they're not as pretty as the ones on the left. So that's the next purpose of playing those notes. So for this, I'm going to use a metronome because the metronome is so good. I'm going to tap it deep. I'm going to try to get it at 60. Oh, I got 59 almost. Okay. So I'm going to start on an A natural on the second octave. I'm going to play for 4 beats, so 4 of these pulsations. And then I'm going to start going down chromatically all the way to the A on the first octave. So I'm going to start on the second one and put lots of energy. Did I say first octave or second octave? Oh, I got confused already. You know what? Let's start on the first octave. That's going to be easier because we're just warming up. Let's start on the first octave. A, first octave going down. And we're going to go down to an E. Okay? So A going down to an E. Each note, 4 beats. Breathe whenever. And take time to breathe. Do not force it. Do not rush it. Just join us whenever. Breathe whenever. Play whenever. I'm just going to go in 1, 2. I just realized I left the microphone on. I'm sorry, that probably blew your ears. I want to turn it off for the playing. So one more time, starting on the A, first octave, going down every 4, and I'm going to breathe every couple notes. 1, 2, 3. The beautiful thing about practicing in, this is not meant to be a special show of any sort, is that we just repeat and repeat and repeat. So, one more time, same thing, A on the first octave to E on the second octave. Let me see if someone sent an important message. No, we're all good. I think the sound is good. Here we go. One more time. Very nice. Now, I'm gonna, yeah, very good. Now I'm gonna lower that whole thing half a step. So I'm gonna start on A flat, and I'm gonna go to an E flat. A flat to E flat, okay? Do it with me. 1, 2, 3. Now G, to D. 1, 2. Very nice. Now G flat to D flat. Open your jaw, take your time, breathe as much as you need to. 1, 2. I'm gonna check my messages because I think. Okay, good. Alright, just making sure everything is going well there. And last, I'm gonna do F to C. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, that one is so good. It takes a lot of patience. Let's do that one again. F to C. 1, 2. Practice the low octave to extend the tone. And I forgot to mention something, is that at this part of the playing of the warm-up of the day, I do not use any articulation because I'm actually trying to get the whole body to work and not stop the sound in any way, so I don't re-articulate. I'm just playing and slurring everything. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the second octave. So going from A to an E on the second octave, and then A flat to E flat, and then G to D. For right now, since we're doing this together, I'm just going to do those three, and I think we get the gist of it. Okay? So A on the second octave. Ready? 1, 2. Now A flat to E flat. 1, 2. Nice. G to D. Last one. 1, 2. Okay, so those were long tones. Does this help? Do you feel more in tune with the instrument, and the sound, is the sound getting better? I hope it is. If you have any questions about this or any concerns, any observations, please send me a quick email, daniel@danielpardo.com, and we can talk about it. In the next session, we can perhaps discuss it and get better at it. So this exercise was meant to help us get a good tone throughout the instrument. And please feel free to keep doing this. I normally also do it in the third octave, and this is the best way to work on the sound, on the reaction, on, like, for example, the low C, which is kind of like a tricky note initially. So it's nice to work it this way and become friends with that note. Same thing with the third octave. The best way to get, well, comfortable with it is to explore it in an easy fashion and play long tones, move your fingers smoothly, and concentrate on the fact that everything we do in this instrument revolves around the air and what we do with it. It's not, so many times we stress about what's happening with the fingers and the position, and are we covering the holes, or are we doing this or that, but really everything is here within the air. So when we're addressing some sort of difficulty with the fingers, we tend to tense up and even put less air into the instrument. So things don't work necessarily as well. Well, it's because if we're thinking that the issue is on the fingers, we prevent the air from coming out purely and abundantly, and that's when the issues actually come from. So practicing long tones, dedicating some healthy and strong part of the day to warm up, that is the key to everything. Well, I wanted to share with you, yeah, I'm still using the good sound. I wanted to share with you just one more exercise that is really fantastic, and this is called the harmonics. So the harmonics here, as you may know, I mean, we don't have to go too into depth about this, but the more a frequency or, well, a tone resonates, the more it has like brothers and sister frequencies that are higher resonating at the same time. It's almost like every time you play one single note, although you're playing just that note, for us to recognize that the flute play a certain note, our brain is deciphering something amazing, that is the resonance and the combination of multiple frequencies at the same time. So that's getting a lot into the physics, but for our practical purpose, this exercise where I'm going to find the harmonics on the flute helps us to gain control of the octave that we're in and how we manipulate the sound and how much, well, some people call it the core of the sound. How much resonance are we achieving when we're playing a note? So the idea is to, and this is going to work the best on the lowest notes of the flute, because the lower the note, the more possibilities of resonance, of hearing those harmonics or those extra frequencies are. So the lower the note, the easier it is. In this case, I'm going to start with a C, since not everyone has a B foot. So I'm going to start with a C, and I'm just going to play the lower note. I mean the basic note, also known as the fundamental. So I'm just going to play it for a few beats, and then I'm going to adapt my embouchure so I can hear the next C while still playing those fingerings. And then I'm going to put even more air and start getting the G above it, and then there goes a C above it, and then it goes a little more on top of that. Let me just show you that this is easier to be shown than to be explained too much about, and then we'll do an exercise together. So let me just show you how this sounds. And ended with whistle tones. So that's what it is. I'm just playing the whole time. I was fingering a low C, and just stay in there. The fingers didn't change at all. All I was changing was the angle of my lips, the amount of air, and every time just dropping the jaw more and looking for that extra sound. Ready to try it together? So once again, I'm going to try to put the metronome. We're going to go slowly because sometimes you jump, like whenever you're doing this for the first time, you may jump a few harmonics, like I did on the way down. I skipped one, and that's okay. You don't have to stress about it. We just know that they exist, those in between, and then we look for them. The main key to this, I don't think we need to think too much about it, but if we learn to hear them and know what we're after, they'll come out a little quicker and behave better. So let me see, let me tap this one more time. Okay, 56, this is even better. So, same thing, I'm just gonna play the fundamental for 4 beats, and then we're gonna go for the next harmonic, the next harmonic, and the next harmonic. So let's do C, C, G, C. Let's just do a total of 4 and come down. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off and let's try. So start with the fundamental note. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 2, 3. Good. The beautiful thing about doing this live and not editing anything is that, well, I get to think a little further about what is happening. So on one of the exercises, my harmonics were not coming out right, like I missed the jump, and that is telling me that my head drum was too turned in. So in order to fix that and be able to control it more, I just go out a little more. So that exercise is a very good indicator for me to know, okay, something is not ideal in the way I have everything set up. So no matter how experienced we are, that's what we all still need to work on these things almost daily. Well, truly, ideally is daily routine where we are practicing this, so we can use the exercise to always keep us in check and hopefully improving. And so if the harmonics are not giving you the result you want, try rolling out the head joint a little, well, I mean like the whole body of the flute, because as it happened with me, it was a little too in. I'm exaggerating my movement right now, but the solution was to roll out a little bit and then I regain control of the octaves. I'm going to do the same thing on D flat and then on D, okay? Do it with me. So the next one is D flat. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Okay, so that is good as far as warm-ups go. How do you feel? Taking the time to do these exercises gets our mouth and the whole body system so ready to play anything. So let's see, how long have we been here? 36 minutes. I think that's good. Okay, so let's meet again at 2 p.m. And if you don't have the music, I know Alex has it, I know Brandon has it, and I send it to Emily. If you guys are watching, hi, how's it going? So that's Emily and Nathan from Washington, and Alex from Houston, Brandon from San Antonio. We'll see, maybe Brandon is moving today, but let's continue to do that. Try the same things on the third octave, like the long tone exercises on the third octave. Try singing and playing also on the third octave. And the harmonics continue to go up. Try to go up through the whole first octave. I mean, that's a lot of work, but it's so intense and so good. And try it out and see how it feels. So if you don't have the music for the exercise in the afternoon, please let me know and I'll send it to you, and then I'll just see you guys at 2 p.m. Okay? See you soon. And if you have any questions, by the way, please send them. Bye.